Hey there guys, welcome to my first review. So in the last video I spoke a bit about who I am and what I plan to do, so now it's time to get into the meat of what my channel is going to be. Now, while I would like to do Let's Plays, that's probably not an option due to the fact that I am very, very bad at sticking to one game and one game only. I like playing a lot of games, a lot of the time. So, first things first, I suppose technically it's first things second now. Let's get into the review. I'm going to be reviewing Dead Rising. Not 2, not Off the Record, 1. I'm going to try not to involve any spoilers, as I feel that spoilers kind of ruin the idea of a review. Because the way I see it, reviews are meant to tell you about the game or movie, game in this case, without you needing to play it so that you can decide whether you want to play it. Whereas if I give you spoilers, then there's no point anyway, because you already know the story. So I just want to say the rest of this review will be scripted because, well, otherwise I'll start talking like I am now and it'll be really confusing. Because I'm not very good at talking for long periods of time off the top of my head. So, into scripted. The player character is Frank West, a photojournalist who sneaks into a fictional town of Willamette, Colorado, which has been quarantined by the military. The main objective of the game is to investigate the Willamette Parkview Mall and complete case files, missions that advance the storyline, and reveal the cause of the zombie outbreak. The player has 3 days to do this, at which point a helicopter will arrive to retrieve him. Time passes 12 times faster in-game, i.e. 1 day in-game is 2 hours in real time. Therefore, the game automatically concludes after 6 hours of gameplay. If a player fails a mission, it does not end the game, but different actions result in different endings at the end of the 72-hour period. In addition to case files, the player is offered the opportunity to rescue other survivors of the outbreak, either from the zombies themselves or from psychopaths, boss characters who have either been driven insane by zombie attacks or are using the outbreak as cover for their own purposes. Alternatively, the player can ignore missions and play as a sandbox game, wandering through the mall, modelled on a stereotypical American shopping mall, trying outfits and food and killing zombies with a variety of objects. A counter at the bottom right corner of the screen helps the player keep track of how many zombies have been killed. Electronic Gaming Monthly reported that there can be up to 800 zombies on screen at once. During the day, the zombies are sluggish and weak, but at night they become more active, tougher and more numerous. Now for the weapons and items. Dead Rising is notable for the hundreds of weapons that the player can find in the mall and use against the zombies. There are over 250 items that can be used as weapons, ranging from powerful to near useless. Weapons will break down or run out of ammunition with use and will break or be discarded, some of which break into usable pieces. Others can be changed by the environment, such as frying pans, which can be heated on a stove to increase damage and gain access to a special move. Large items such as benches, cash registers can be used but not stored in the player's inventory and are dropped if they pick or switch to another item. Many of the more useless weapons exist purely for humorous effect, such as a toy Mega Buster from Capcom's Mega Man that shoots tennis balls, or a glowing light sword toy. Other comical weapons such as traffic cones, Servbot novelty masks can be placed on zombies' heads, causing them to stumble about blindly. Certain books from the mall's bookstores will provide bonuses to the player, such as increasing weapons durability or granted increased experience for certain actions. Food and drink items can be consumed to restore health and can be cooked to increase their effectiveness, or blended to make different juices, which provide temporary effects to the player. Now for the experience system. Dead Rising incorporates an experience system based on prestige points, or PP. Completing case files, rescuing survivors, defeating psychopaths and killing large numbers of zombies all earn Frank PP. In addition, Frank can take photographs of zombies and the mall, with photos automatically scored based on the presence of 1 or 5 more genres. Zombies, graphic gore, outtakes, humorous events or scenes, erotica, photos of female survivors or zombies, particularly those focusing on the breasts or crotch. Dramatic events such as survivors' reactions while in the security room, or brutality, deaths of zombies and other characters. PP can cause Frank to level up, with upgrades, attack power, running speed, throw distance, health and a number of items Frank can carry in his inventory. New moves can also be unlocked. which boosts Frank's effectiveness with hand-to-hand combat. Should the player start a new game, all experience progression the player has already made can be carried over to the new game. Now for game modes and save system. The game features 3 modes of play. 72-hour mode, Frank has 3 days to solve the mystery of the zombie outbreak. This is the main mode. Overtime mode, this mode starts on the 3rd day at 12 PM, which is only unlocked after the player completes 72-hour mode with all case files completed, ending A. This gives another 24 hours of in-game time and reveals the game's true ending. Infinity mode, a sandbox mode unlocked by completing overtime mode, where Frank must survive as long as he can. Frank's health bar drops every 100 seconds and the player must eat to prevent dying from hunger. Food items are limited and the save system is disabled until the player's death. All characters, including survivors, are enemies and will drop weapons and food items when killed. The save system in Dead Rising allows only one game in progress save to be made per memory device and player profile. When Frank is killed, in addition to reloading from the last save, the player has the option to restart from the beginning. Any experience, levels and unlocked moves are carried over to the new game. This is a deliberate game mechanic borrowed from the Capcom role-playing video game Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. The 2 games share some development team members, and was implemented to give players a sense of responsibility for their decisions and actions. So guys, that's practically it, although there is one more thing I need to talk about. There is another version of Dead Rising known as Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop, a remake of Dead Rising for the Wii, named Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop. This version of the game came about after the positive reception of the Wii version of Resident Evil 4. The game is built on the Resident Evil 4 Wii engine and includes features from that game, including an over-the-shoulder camera approach and motion controls using the Wii remote. However, the game lacks some of the features of the Xbox version, such as the ability to show a large number of zombies on screen at one time, and the photography system's just gone. While there was a sequel, I'm going to talk about that in another review. So now we're off scripted mode and I'm just kind of talking. So, my personal opinions on this game: love it. Simple as. However, some of the controls are very, very sketchy. Such as, right, to shoot a gun, I think it's right trigger to aim, and you look around with the left trigger and fire with X. Just pick up your controller now if you've got an Xbox and just try that. And now try that with about 600 zombies around you trying to eat you whilst you're shooting at maybe 1 or 2. It's quite difficult. Anyway, personal opinions. If I had to rate this game out of 5 stars, 3.5. While I probably made it sound really, really good with the review, or at least I would, if I had read that review, I'd think that was good. However, there are a lot of problems with this game. The save system, for one, which were fixed mostly in the sequel, which I'm going to talk about in a few moments. So guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead and subscribe. See you later.